And now for our first team, DryFresh solution. Presenting virtually from Rwanda is Merci Cyurimpundu from Rwanda, studying conservation agriculture at Rwanda Institute for Conservation Agriculture. Merci, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us virtually. We're looking forward to your presentation. Are you ready today?
More than ready.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, all right, the stage is yours. Take it away and good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So imagine growing sweet juice pineapples only to watch them rotting without reaching the market. That's the harsh reality to Rwandan farmers today. But what if one eco-friendly, sustainable solution can help to cure that forever? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Merci Cyurimpundu, and I'm on behalf of DryFresh Solution. Where here I'm going to share about our solution. It's not only a mobile solar dehydrator, but also we strive to turn waste into wealth, where we strive to empower Rwandan farmers and building a sustainable agriculture for future Rwanda. Allow me to start talking about Rwandan agriculture, a sector that contributes to 25% of Rwandan GDP and employs over 64% of the country's population. Allow me to narrow it down to fruits and vegetables, where it contributes to 5.5% of the national GDP. Rwanda produces over 2 million tons of fruits and 1.2 million tons of vegetables annually. However, up to 40% of this is lost due to post-harvest issues, losses occurring mainly during the peak harvest season. The main causes of post-harvest losses are lack of effective preservation methods, where people don't know how to preserve their fruits and vegetables, or even don't have the way to preserve their fruits and vegetables, and the response before reaching the market, where people don't have the means to transport the produce to the market. Let's zoom in a little to pineapple production, where over 10,000 farmers are involved in this production, and in 2021, 23,500 metric tons were produced. However, in the same year, 45% of this produce was lost due to post-harvest losses. To understand this, me and my team, the DryFresh Solution, decided to approach this farmer called Jean Bosco. He's supposed to be an example farmer to all of them because he harvests around 16 tons of pineapples per year. However, he still looks the same. He's still unable to pay for his kids' financial needs like school fees, the medical care, and everything. And we approached him and asked him why are you still poor? Why you produce a lot of pineapples? And he said in a pained voice, this year I lost 8 tons of pineapples. This happened because he's trying to look for the market, and without post-harvest handling facilities, he lost over 50% of his produce. And this clicked something in our minds and took my team in the action, and that's how DryFresh Solution happened.
This is a solar-powered dehydrator built to efficiently preserve fruits and vegetables, holding up to 30 kilograms of the produce at once. The ceramic PTC heaters gently warm the air, while a built-in fan evenly circulates it across the lugs. A smart thermostat maintains the ideal temperature for consistent drying. It is powered by the sun during the day and supported by the battery storage in low light. Solar panels can be repositioned to follow the sun, maximizing the solar energy efficiency.
That's our solution. Our solution is none other than the solar-powered dehydrator that dries fruits and vegetables to reduce the post-harvest losses and extends the shelf life. We have tried this to mangoes and pineapples, where we found that between 45 to 55 degrees Celsius is the accurate temperature for consistent drying in fruits and in mangoes and pineapples. This can vary depending on the type of fruits or vegetable. And we have seen that this can increase the shelf life up to 6 months. The materials used in the construction, there is timber and aluminum foils, which are used as insulators, and it is solar powered during the day, and by the time that it is at night or in cloudy conditions, we have a battery backups that can help us to dry even in those harsh conditions. Also, our solar panel is adjustable, hence tracking the sun and maximizing the energy efficiency. We have a smart thermostat which helps us to calibrate the temperature that we need to consistently dry the produce. So why the rental mobile model? We all know that the fruits and vegetables are one of the most delicate perishable produce. Hence, when farmers are transporting from a very long distance without accurate transporting methods, there is the losses. Since we are trying to reduce those losses, we decided that we would take the dehydrator to the farm so that we can reduce up to zero those losses encountered within the transport. Also, the farmers are unable to buy the dehydrators at once. Hence, we provide the service at an affordable price so that they can be able to dehydrate their produce without necessarily owning the dehydrator. So our intended customers are smallholder farmers and cooperatives involved in fruits, vegetables in the Wege district, like Imari cooperatives and Tuzambura, in which we have worked together before. And we are planning to scale up to the whole country, but we're starting with Wege district. Our business, the DryFresh solution, is not about the solar dehydrator. It's about circular economy action, where through dehydrating the produce, we are reducing the post-harvest process and extending the shelf life up to 6 months. However, the peels and scalps remaining are processed into nutrients-rich feeds, which are rich in fiber, high in vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin K. And recently, we have begun experimenting the black soldier fly farming, where we are seeing like great results. This is how we do the fruit. We'll purpose the peels into animal feeds. We take the peels, we cut them, we dry them, we grind them, we package them, and we distribute it to the farmers who need the feeds for their animals. In addition, as we have said that we are experimenting the black soldier fly farming, in only 2 weeks, we get high protein animal feeds and organic fertilizer that are used in the farms of the farmers to improve the produce. So on the pricing strategy, we have made sure that our prices are affordable to the farmers, yet sustainable to our business. The cost, we will be charging $0.28 to dehydrate the 1 kilogram of the produce, and this will help us to sustain our business. Our business is not only sustained by drying services, but we also have the animal feeds that will be selling to the farmers, hence increasing the amount of money and revenue that we get as a business. On the investment part, the payback period will be only in 3 months, and return on investment will be 62.5%. One of our targeted markets is the smallholder fruits and vegetable farmers, the farmer cooperatives, the agribusiness, and pig and poultry farmers. And one of the key things we have been doing is cultivating the customer relationships, where we are doing this by conducting on-farm demonstrations, giving technical support where needed to the farmers, creating cooperative partnerships, and accepting the feedbacks from our clients on our dehydrator. On our impact, we aim to reduce the 40% of the post-harvest process, increasing farmer income via off-season sales. And we strive to reduce the environmental impact by reusing waste, peels, and turning them into animal feeds. And also our dehydrator is powered by the solar, hence no carbon emissions. Socially, we are trying to empower smallholder farmers, hence strengthening food security in rural Rwanda areas, and overall increasing the livelihood of the people in the country. On our action plan, the first year we plan on finalizing and fabricating 3 solar dehydrators and officially launching our DryFresh solution and conducting farm demonstration to raise the awareness within the farmers. The second year, we are planning to scale up to more cooperatives and making more dehydrators. The third year, we are planning to improve the dehydrator based on the customers' feedback, as well as building a stationary community-owned unit. This is the stationary community-owned unit that we are planning to make after 3 years, so that it can serve as a hub for the people in one area and also be a hub for cooperatives that produce the produce and is produced in one area. On the barriers that we have been meeting so far, there is initial capital where it has been so difficult for us to get the funds to start producing our dehydrators. And through this, we are trying to partner with NGOs, governments, private sectors to try and get funds that can support our business as we are here today. The second thing is farmer awareness and adoption, where farmers don't understand the benefits of dehydrating. Hence, we are conducting a demonstration to build the trust and show them that how it works and that they need it. So why should anybody invest in us? You should invest in us because our business is affordable and eco-friendly, hence zero emissions. Secondly, it is designed for Rwandan smallholder farmer real-life conditions, making it a good solution for farmers. Thirdly, we involve circular economy innovation where nothing is put to waste. Instead, we turn problems into opportunities that can benefit other people. We turn pills into animal feeds that can be fed to the animals.
Congratulations.
So meet my team, the DryFresh Solution, a team of young 5 minds that are working so hard to put this idea into action. So please partner with us to build a resilient and profitable future for agriculture in Rwanda. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations, Merci. Great work, especially being the first team up. Way to go. So our judges are going to talk amongst themselves for a few minutes, and then we'll open up the floor to their questions. So you and I will chat for a few minutes while they chat for a few minutes. So while we wait for our judges to chat, Marie, tell me, how did you get involved in conservation agriculture?
So growing up, I always wanted to become a farmer because I was raised in the rural areas and I used to see the issues that my parents were facing related to agriculture, getting the fertilizers, getting the produce and everything. And then after growing up, I felt like I would do agriculture. And then finally, I became even involved in environment because I was a member of an environmental club in my high school. And then I was like, I want to combine environment with agriculture, hence conservation agriculture.
Good for you. Good for you. So it's been a lifelong dream. Good for you.
For sure.
Great work. Great work. And so what does it mean now to be out of 90 teams, be in at the top 5? How does that feel?
To be honest, it's unbelievable, but again, I believe that we worked really hard for this, and I have seen that hard work pays, So it's really unbelievable that among all the teams who were selected to be in the top 5 and to present on the finals, but again, we worked hard for this,
It's an incredible accomplishment, and your idea is certainly innovative and will help many farmers. So thanks for your passion. All right. Judges, we're good to go. All right, our judges are ready, so we're gonna get to the Q&A. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, Merci. Thank you very much for your presentation. It was lovely. And it definitely shows the work that you guys have done in the last 9 months and maybe more. I have a question about the whole sequence with the farmers. And in your slide and in your discourse, you said that trust was the last thing you were going to work on. And we are curious to know why trust is the last one.
So the Rwandan in rural areas, they really don't know about dehydration. Like even the market that is there is for people in the urban areas, but in rural areas they don't know dehydration. Therefore, it takes time and takes much effort to tell people that this could be a solution to them. And I believe that by showing them on-farm demonstrations, we can, build the trust that this thing can work and can help us to preserve our fruits and vegetables and prevent us from these losses. I hope I answered the question.
Thank you.
Hi, sorry, am I going next? Okay, sorry, the microphone's slightly in the wrong direction. So I am looking at you, but I'm looking this way because the microphone's here. Sorry, really great presentation, really loved it. And I was particularly impressed by your thinking around kind of not just looking at one way to create value in terms of reducing food waste through your dryer, but also other value streams such as, you know, what you can do with the waste from the waste in a way, you know, in terms of putting that back into the soil. So well done in beginning to sort of build your system and look at ways in which you can actually create different value. On that point, I was just thinking about the design of your dryer and whether you sort of applied some of the circular economy design principles to that as well, in terms of, you know, what's the duration or the lifespan of the dryer, and have you designed it in a modular way? How are you going to repair and maintain it, and to also apply things like reducing waste and pollution in your design of the actual dryer? Any thoughts on that?
Okay, starting on the design, I have said that we are using timber and also aluminium foils. So the aluminium foils that will be used, they are not like from the market exactly, but you know, when they are shipping things, there are some things which are shipped in aluminium foils, and we are planning to use those that will be like taken from the wastes from shipping points and use those aluminium foils in our design. Secondly, we have been trying to experiment how can use old fridge parts, because first of all they are insulated, and use of timber and aluminium foils is also for insulation. So we are experimenting how can use old fridges, and we have seen that it can work. So how can use old fridges and, you know, use them instead of buying timber and what? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Merci. My name's Colin. I just want to say congratulations for being first to speak. It's really quite difficult to be the one who goes first and to do it online as well. I think you carried it off really well. My question is about the black soldier fly larva. That's what really caught my eye in your presentation, because for me it seems like it's the potential to be the most circular element of your project. But you didn't give it too much of a mention, and I noticed it wasn't in your 3-year plan. Could you tell us what stage you're at with the black soldier fly and why it didn't get a reference in your 3-year plan?
So as I was presenting, I said that we are experimenting it. The first time we were doing the animal feeds just from the waste and directly doing the animal feeds. And now, as we were reviewing the judges' comments, we saw that, why can't you try this? And we're like, yeah, because we're up to the challenge and my team really loves challenge for sure. So we're like, let's try it. And it's been like a month now. We have already done like 3 batches. We bought a few larvae of the black soldier fly, and we tried them with the pills, and it worked well. And we are trying the second time this time. So I feel like, according to what we have seen so far, this is something we can incorporate, and we will incorporate starting from now because it is working. Yeah. So that's why we didn't like put it in the plan, because actually we are already making the feeds, even though it is not on a grand scale. So it's something that is already running.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
Merci, thank you so much. Great project. I love pineapple, you know, and I live in Costa Rica, so we are #1 producer of pineapple in the world, so I love it. You had in your data about 30 tons, something like that, of material, you know, available, 38 tons or something like that. 1 hectare of pineapple produces over 70 tons, 1 hectare. So if I look at the scope, it's pretty small. It's like 1 acre of land, basically. It's a pretty small. But anyway, the project is very important, and it has very big global issue. My question to you is, if you have to summarize your innovation, what you would say? What is your innovation in this area?
So our innovation is about manufacturing or fabricating the solar dehydrator that can help to reduce the post-harvest losses that are faced by farmers in Rwanda. We want to start with pineapples. However, it's not bound to pineapples. We can even dehydrate other fruits and vegetables. All we have to do is just change the temperature and time that something is supposed to stay in the dehydrator. So like our innovation is reducing the post-harvest process through making that dehydrator, which is solar powered, because in the rural areas in Rwanda we don't have electricity, and we have an opportunity because in the area where we want to start in Bugesera, we have the solar peak is 6 hours every day. So like we can use that solar power to make the dehydrator or to run the dehydrator, hence reducing the post-harvest losses. Thank you.
Hello, Merci. This is Bill Stow. Thank you for a great presentation. I am a huge supporter of what I call appropriate technology, and this is a prime example of being able to solve a problem with what's available. The question I have for you and your team, though, is what was the strategy that you used to decide to go with a mobile operation as opposed to a fixed operation? It seems like there would be a lot of energy used to move your dehydrator from one small farmstead to another.
So as I talked a little bit about in the presentation, I said that the fruits and vegetables are one of the most perishable and delicate products. So moving them, and we have less infrastructures, making it difficult to move them from one place to another. Even on the slides, the farmer Jim Bosco, he uses his bicycle, where most of the times the produce is lost without reaching the markets. So if you put the stationary or fixed one somewhere, and each farmer is supposed to bring their produce, we might be contributing to the loss that we want to reduce. That's why instead of them transporting in that not good way from the farm to where the dehydrator is, we decided to take the dehydrator from where it is to the farm. However, in the third year, we plan to build the stationary one so that people, if after getting more farmers around the area, we plan to put a stationary one so that they can be able to bring their produce over a very long distance and reduce the emissions or even the money for transport that it will be costing us in these two years. But the main thing is we want to reduce even those losses that are encountered while transporting the produce from the farm to the dehydrator. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, judges, and thank you. Outstanding job, Merci, and Team DryFresh.